4:36 and 4:43. They've stretched the pack out. They've dropped a number. Ryan Hall is back off that pace a little. He's not out of the show yet, but he's certainly not in that lead pack. And they have upped the ante, and now they're running 2:05.25, which would be under course record time.
As a matter of fact, Ryan Hall right now has dropped 15 seconds behind.
Can he make that up?
I'm not sure that it's necessarily a good sign on this particular day.
It's certainly not a good sign. And the fact that we have, 4 or 5 very strong guys up running behind the Rabbits means that all 4 or 5 of those are going to have to drop. But yet Ryan Hall, we've seen him before running off the pace and coming through as people slow. But certainly that's not his game plan coming into this.
Right behind the men's lead pack, I think we saw one of the men's wheelchair leaders. That race is about to finish,
yep.
And that's going to be exciting as well.
But again, what you're looking at right now on your screen, we have the 2 pacers in the front and then the top 5 men trailing right behind them in a group of 5. So we've got a handful of runners that are at the top of the pack right now.
Well, this has the potential to be a great finish.
Again, and Moses Mossop, our pre-race favorite, looking very comfortable, running right behind those pace setters. He's wearing the green, red, and black of Kenya, and he has his water bottle in hand and looking very, very fluid, very comfortable. Tony, what can you tell us about that lead pack of men?
Standpoint at 25 kilometers, Dos Santos and Marigu were 14 seconds back. Ryan Hall another 2 seconds, so he's 16 seconds in arrears. But as Ed was saying, you got 5 guys who are the real contenders up here. You don't win from behind when you got 5 contenders still rolling along with credentials like these guys have got. All right, we've lost Jonathan Mayo now. He dropped out at 25K. We're down to Tilahun Regasa, number P44, our lone pacer. But he's bared his teeth, and he looks like he's suffering a little bit. I'll tell you, Wesley Career looks great. He's a 2-time LA Marathon champion. He's got a great story from running with the People's Race here in 2008 and yet getting in 4th place. He's been 4th here twice. He's a 2:08 man looking to step it up a little bit. Mossop looks good. They're all sweating profusely. They all go to water as much as they can. Bernard Kipyego, Ed, here's a guy that's a sub 60-minute half marathoner, a sub 27-minute 10,000-meter runner who's never gotten it right in a marathon. He's run 2:07, a 2:08, and a 2:07, but those were in Rotterdam and Berlin, the 2 fastest marathons in the world. This guy should be a 2:05 guy. Maybe today he looks really great, and he's just tucked in the backside. Has not tried to move up to the front of this pack whatsoever, just holding on to all his ammunition, keeping it dry so far.
Boy, and you're right, Wesley Career certainly looks relaxed. Some people might say, wow, he's running over his head a little bit with his PR of 2:08.24, but Tony, he's looking comfortable.
Well, he's oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that, right, he's got all the credentials at the shorter distance to equate to a much faster marathon time. He just hasn't done it yet. You figure that one of these days it'll happen, and every time he goes on the starting line, maybe this is the day. He looks good. His face looks clean. He doesn't look like he's suffering. It's a warm day, and now the other thing on the Chicago course, this whole second half is in the sun. The first half is in the shade through the neighborhoods. Now the sun beats down. Now the heat goes up. Now the times get more difficult to run in those 4:40s. So it'll be a real test of endurance, regardless what's happened in the past couple of years in the marathon. It'll be a tough last number of miles here in Chicago.
Is there anybody that's suffering of those 5 in there? Anybody that you feel like is gonna break that tether at any point and drift off the back?
No one looks like they're in danger right now. They all look good so far.
Last mile 4:45 as we go back to the women now. And Lilia Shobakova trying to do what no athlete has ever done here before, win 3 consecutive races, and she looks mighty, mighty good.
As well as Dababa, and it's very interesting. These women have barely separated during the entire race to date. Right now, Fukushi has really fallen off the pace. I think she's out of it unless this pace destroys Shebakova and Dababa. But they both look very comfortable, very solid, and very strong. I think it's really going to come down who has the mental toughness, because as I've said, they're really stride for stride, and they've only separated to take water. And Dibaba seems to be taking on more water now, which is a good thing.
Joan, Tony said that the guys were sweating profusely. Last time we spoke, you said Lilia hadn't shed a drop of sweat. Is she sweating at all yet? Is she making it look effortless?
Barely. She really is making it look effortless, and Dibaba has her head down more often now, but they keep trading off a little bit. Dibaba will take 2 steps, and then Lilia will take 2 steps, and vice versa. It looks a little bit like Dibaba is trying to hang on at this point, and she is just beginning to fall off the pace right now.
Okay, Joan, we've got the wheelchair finish right now.
Crossing the finish line.
That was Kurt Fernley, I believe, the crossing first. Was it? Was it? Yeah, number 2, Kurt Fernley with an awesome sprint as he digs down. That will be Fernley's 4th.
He won in 207, 208, 209. He has won 28 times. 38 career marathon starts now make that 29 out of 39. Wow. Out of Australia.
And Fernley has such good finishing speed that if he is with you close to the end, you know you're going to be seeing his backside.
All right, we're right back with more from the 34th running of the Bank of America Chicago Marathon. Quick fact for y'all, over 500,000 runners have finished this race since 1977. We're right back.
We have Tim Maloney here with Bank of America. You're the guy.
A good shot at it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations. This is an unbelievable feat.
Thank you.
All right. Back to you.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Bank of America Chicago Marathon. A look at the Honda men's leaderboard. Looks like it's still, you guys, am I still counting right? Does it look like somebody has dropped out at this point? Or do we still have a group of 5 behind the Pacers?
The only person that's dropped out is one of the Pacers.
Got it.
Still the big 5 right now.
Right, that's Moses Mossop, who we've been talking up all day, who's certainly one of our favorites, and Bikana Daba wearing the black, the shorter of the 5 probably, looking very comfortable as well.
It looks like we might have a developing situation on the women's side. Joan?
Well, we do have a developing situation. Shebakova has taken the lead, probably by almost 60 yards at this point. Dibaba has really fallen off the pace. So as she has done so, Shebakova looks much more relaxed. I think now she can just focus on time and not place. I don't foresee anybody catching her at this point. It's a little early to make that call. I do see the Kayoko passing Dibaba, but I just hope that Lilia doesn't become too complacent out here. She's with a big pack of men right now. She looks totally in control, not only of herself, but of the pack. She's right behind her pacer, Patrick Rizzo, so everything is right on target for her, I think.
So, Joni, it's not as if Shebakova really put a move on. It sounds like Dibaba just kind of hit the wall a little bit and now has been passed by Fukushi.
Right at 15 miles, when I said Dibaba was beginning to put her head down, Lilia took advantage of that situation, and now she's running her own race totally.
You know, listening to Lilia during the week at the press conferences, she said her biggest goal really was to set a new personal best here.
That's gonna be the challenge now. She's just a high 2:18 pace, I believe, and if she can stay with this pack and keep looking ahead, I think she can do it. But it's not getting any cooler out here, and I'm a little concerned about the fact that she's not perspiring a lot. Maybe she's just not putting out, but I'd be putting out at half that pace these days.
Let us know when she starts sweating, okay, Joan? Thank you, Joan.
I will.
Lilia's personal best is 2:20.15, which she ran in London of this year, so she's trying to take it down a little bit.
Yeah, she really wanted to break 2:20, and she's well under that right now. Let's see if she holds it together for the second half.
And in just a moment, we'll tell you how much is on the line for her in terms of money today. Okay, let's send it down to Rob at the finish line with the wheelchair race winner. Rob?
All right, Paula, Kurt, really nice to see you again. It's been a year, which you were off last year competing in another event. Congratulations.
Yeah, mate, I was in India last year racing in the Commonwealth Games, but it's good to be back. Enjoy this beautiful weather for the last week, and then just a cracking race.
Heinz Fry, he's the old guy of the group, and he gave you a run.
He started racing wheelchairs the year I was born. You know, like he's won almost 100 marathons. The man's a legend of the sport. He was in the first race that I ever seen, and you know, one day I wanted to grow up and be him. Now I'm grown up and I'm still racing him. It's madness. But
did he help set that pace for you, you think, and maybe push you just a little bit faster today?
Man, all 5 guys pushed the pace. We were going well. There was a couple of American guys in there, and it's, you know, I think Josh George, a young guy from Champaign in Illinois, having him up there to come 3rd place as well. It was a really good pace, really good day, and a good field to be running amongst.
Well, I know you missed last year. We missed you last year. Your wife came with you a little bit earlier. You enjoyed some of the wonderful things in Chicago.
Yeah, my lovely wife came with me for the week, so we went around and just looked at all the sculpture around the parks, and it's a beautiful city with the change of leaves. It's, you know, it's a good time to be hanging around Chicago.
Glad to have you. Congratulations, Kurt. Okay, Paul and Mike, we'll send it back to you.
Yeah, Kurt's getting to enjoy this beautiful Indian summer weather that we're having. In my opinion, Mike, I think it's the best time of year around here.
Oh, it's great. You know, he finished 2nd at Boston this year, but he was just a 2nd out of 1st place.
Okay.
What a year he's had. What a career.
Well, let's check in with the men and see if they have caught up with Charlie Wojciechowski, who is in the Pilsen neighborhood. Charlie?
Paula, they just made the announcement a couple of minutes ago. The men are about 5 minutes away. We are here kind of in the heart of Pilsen at 18th and Loomis and Blue Island, where it all comes together in front of the library here. Let's take a look around. You can see everybody out here today. A really beautiful day. And here's what the runners are looking forward to. That is the aid station down here. We've got about 300 volunteers all ready to hand out the Gatorade, hand out the sponges. They got little kiddie pools filled with sponges. All they can get these runners to cool off today. The temperature here is very good. It's still cool. We're standing in the shade. You can hear the music playing behind me. Everyone is getting ready for this. We've already seen a lot of the elite handicapped racers go by, the wheelchair racers. They look good. We saw Tammy Duckworth go by just a little while ago. And they're even promoting another race here. Hold up your shirt for me. This is the next race, the Uno 5K, the Carrera de los Muertos, the Race of the Dead, the Day of the Dead, of course, coming up November 1st on All Saints Day. We're waiting for the elites. We hear the helicopters, and they should be here any moment now. Paul and Mike, back to you.
All right, thanks, Charlie, and some pretty good, decent times here. The last mile for the men, 4:40. Aggregate time 1:25.46. They're on pace for a 2:05 flat, Ed.
2:05 flat, and Wesley Career must be feeling good because he just ran up to the side of the rabbit and began a conversation with him. Maybe he's saying, let's pick it up. I want to drop a few of these guys. And sure enough, just as we see that with the 4:40 mile, things are picking up and we're getting things stretched out. Tony, tell us what's going on there.
You know, Wesley Careers, you're saying Telehun Regasa is Ethiopian, so they don't speak the same language. He came right up on him, and he used his shoulder and his arm and say, let's go, let's go, let's go. Wesley's feeling it. Wesley's going. He grabbed his bottle. This is no nonsense. Evans' Chariot has been dropped.
Wow.
Bernard Kipyego's dropped. Daba's taking water, but this is the moment. And there goes Regasa. He's out, and Wesley just felt it and just went for it. This is a long way from home, 30K at 1:28.46. And of all the guys in this field with their background, Ed, as you well know, Wesley's the guy that doesn't have the credentials everyone else has got. But it's a matter of, you know, these guys feel it. They don't question it. And he's feeling it at 30K. Here comes Mosop. Mosop is going to answer this call. Daba, Kipyego, and Chariot don't look like they've got it in them. But Mosop is going hard as he can, trying to answer Wesley Career. And I was saying to myself, was watching him, of all the guys, Wesley's the guy that looked the calmest, the one that looked smoothest. And he went hard. So we'll see. Mosop is coming up on his backside, but there's a long way to go to be making a break of this effort.
Yeah, it's going at 19 miles a little early. I mean, he just shattered that pack, and he did it the smart way, waited for a water stop. He grabbed his bottle, and then he took off as the other guys scrambled for their bottles. But is it too early to be going with 6-7 miles to go?
Yeah, Mosop's got him now. But the other guys have been dropped by about 5 seconds. And Wesley's come off that surge. You know, he's come off that surge. They're making a turn off Ashland. But It's down to 2 guys in an hour and 30 minutes. They got, you know, another, you know,